and welcome to the Heritage Collection, Chapter 1. I am Arc Court, the Gotham Archivist, or GM for this series. If you're new here, haven't heard anything about this, or this is your first time checking in, welcome! We are telling a story in Gotham where Batman has gone into investigating the missing Bruce Wayne roughly about 2-3 months ago, and Gotham has gone to hell. And now different various teams of vigilantes recruited by the Bat family are working to help keep the city safe in the Bat's little bit of a hiatus or personal investigation. And some of those vigilantes are here with me tonight. Before we go into everyone else who is here tonight, I want to give a special shout out to our new member of the Arclight Court team and the Heritage Collection team, Momochi Kaz, our editor. Momo, down here, I want you to put like your social media and stuff so that they can follow you, or like I'll put my hand like this and you can put a picture of like your most recent post or anything, whatever you want to do. But big shout out to our new editor, new member of the team, Momochi Kaz. They're the editor for the entire Heritage Collection for all the videos that will be going up on YouTube here in the near future. But with that, let's introduce our players and their characters, and we'll have Shadow give us a recap of last episode. And let's start with the one, the only, Ray Wilds.
Oh, hi, I'm Ray. I'm playing Dalen, DJ or Revenant, whichever you prefer.
And right after that, Serini.
Hi, I'm Serini. I am playing Maya Jane, also known as MJ, and she's also known as Genie, baddie with a crowbar.
Up next, my bestie in the TTRPG space. None can stand above, none can beat or be better than Paige.
You do it every week, and I'm still not used to it.
Every week.
Hey everyone, I'm Paige. I am playing Sophia Elliott, aka Recoil, just a rich girl with a really big pair of boots.
And last but certainly not least, our own guide through the shadows himself, Shadow Dow.
Hi everybody, I'm Shadow or Shadow Dow, your guide to the digital darkness, and I play the Punk or Richard Maxwell, whatever name you want to call him. He doesn't know why people call him the Punk. And do you want me to just go right into
right into it.
Okay. So in our last session, we have confirmed that the team has met Jason Todd and Cassandra Kane, and they were the ones that brought us to our hideout. The Punk or Richard is staying in the hideout because it is nicer than his Motel 4. We got to meet Red Robin, Yum, and the group built up a nice little dialogue with each other. We had 3 leads that we could follow. One was Amos Fortune, who was King from the Royal Flush Gang that we confronted in Session 1. And he was in a gang with Constantine in England when they were younger. Achilles Milo, Professor Milo, is an alchemist and I believe a professor at MJ's and Sophia's school.
At Gotham University.
He turned himself into a werewolf at one point and did time at Arkham Asylum, but he is now reformed. Mercy, Lex's personal assistant, happens to be the best person to get information from for LexCorp, which may come in handy later. And our final lead, which is the one that we're following tonight, is Jake A. Taylor, who makes costumes for heroes and villains.
That is where we will pick up as the group has finally come to that decision on which lead they were following, which one they were going for. And I do believe Richard had said they were going to borrow one of the suits that were in Bruce's room of this hideout.
Yes. He asked if it was all right if he could get Taylor to fit him.
Yeah. Now, the question becomes, how are you all getting to Lower Gotham? And are you going as your vigilante selves, or are you going as your civilian identities?
Richard's just gonna go as Richard.
Fair.
And
Isn't Richard always Richard? Just
Richard is always Richard, but like he's not gonna like make himself look like he's ready for combat. He's going in there with the intent of talking to a tailor about a suit.
I'm definitely going in hero, vigilante, fit.
Okay. So Sophia's going as Recoil.
Yeah. I think on the way there too, so I'll probably like parkour across to the downtown or lower Gotham. I want to use my initiate role, like on the way, my start of session role.
Okay.
Open the Court of Owls app.
Let me get from our other members how they're going.
I think MJ is probably just gonna go in casual clothes, but just have her little half mask up, just to like conceal half her identity, but just also be like, you know, it's because there's flu going around. Yeah, that's the reason why.
Okay.
And she'll probably just take her motorcycle, and if DJ needs a ride.
DJ's probably gonna do the same concept as MJ, except I'm gonna have the glove on, the sleeve's gonna be pulled down, half hood, face mask, bit, but it's just gonna be like normal clothes.
Funsies.
Alrighty. And how are the three of you that aren't parkouring across Gotham getting there as well? There's a motorcycle.
I'm on the back of MJ's motorcycle. I'm on the back of the motorcycle.
Sorry,
And
Dad.
Richard, how are you getting there?
Richard's gonna go off and actually order a ride share.
Okay.
He's gonna spring for the like high end one, so you know it looks like he's being chauffeured around,
Okay. All right. I like that.
kind of playing the part.
All right. Recoil, you were doing your connection,
Yeah,
your
about
initiate
about
ability.
that. I've marked experience.
Oh.
I rolled a 3 on the die, so it's a 2. And I'll just read what happens on a failure. On a miss, they ask you to do something bad. If you fail a mission or refuse an order, you'll be in trouble with the sect until you atone. So you can take that as you will. I'm sure the Court of Owl doesn't have anything too bad for me to do, guys.
As you initially go to access this database, the normal avatar that you see appearing and providing information or things of that nature is not the one that appears when you log in. It looks like 3 talons curled over one another with a black border, and the talons are all gold in outline. And each time you attempt to type something in or submit a request in there, it pops up and then is immediately deleted. Pops up and then immediately is deleted. And then a message starts writing next to that avatar, that image. Free your family member from Gotham PD's holding cells. No requests processed until this is accomplished.
That's the cousin that ate the hard drive last session, right? Like the one that swallowed the fucking hard drive?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Who's currently in GCPD's holding cells because he was found at the robbery site and arrested.
Great. Okay, understood.
And then the app closes itself.
That's not... Okay, that's new. I guess I will have a detour after this. Let's just not tell the others.
As you are maneuvering through the skyline of Gotham City and heading towards Lower Gotham, you see a ping in the HUD of your glasses that keeps motioning or identifying GCPD. Just in the periphery of your vision, the further away you're getting.
We don't have a radio channel set up yet, do we? You know what? The three of them are fine. I'll just go towards GCPD alone.
Just about face and start heading that way.
So I think she skids on a building and just sees it and just like, Christ, okay, I guess it's now. And then we'll just like turn off the building and just start jetting that way instead.
Would we notice her like jumping from rooftops in another direction?
Well, you guys are on the motorcycle
Oh yeah.
in Gotham City traffic,
Yeah,
or
you're in
avoiding
street-
Gotham
you're in
City
street
traffic.
view. You're stuck
Yeah.
in traffic. I probably got ahead of you.
Fair.
And Richard's in an Ober black, tinted windows,
Jesus
the
Christ.
big SUV.
Guys,
It
it's
has
fine.
running
Mark would never
lights.
do anything to me alone.
Never. Richard, in the SUV you're in, there are like 2 TV monitors in front of you, and they're just showing like the Gotham Rogues, which is the basketball and football team for Gotham City. The basketball team is currently playing. They're going against some team from Pittsburgh. Not really paying much mind to it, honestly. But the other screen is showing a meeting at the UN between members of the Justice League and the different representatives of the UN. They're both screens are muted, so there's not any too much noise. Essentially, you get to choose if you want to listen to this or not. But you do see that the Justice League is having a meeting with the United Nations tonight. But none of the members that are there look like any of the key or founding members by any stretch of the imagination.
Well, ain't that curious? Richard's absolutely going to take note of that. Is it a blurb talking about the meeting that's going to happen, or is it already happening?
It's currently happening. Like
Okay.
it's happening at this moment, and then all of the news channels are broadcasting this meeting. Because again, it's one of those moments where Bruce Wayne and a handful of very well-known individuals in business and political spaces, such as the Queen Diana from Themyscira, was on that jet when things happened. Oliver Queen, owner and operator of Queen Industries, was on that jet. Like, very well-known people were on that jet at the same time that Bruce Wayne went missing. And all of them are missing as well. So this is one of those, is this connected? Is this linked? Are things of that nature.
And in typical punk fashion, he pulls out his little magic pencil, starts writing in the air some notes just so he can refer back to them later.
Got it. And for MJ and DJ, MJ, give me how fast are you going to Lower Gotham?
Whatever the speed limit is, probably just following the speed limit, I'll be honest.
Okay.
I'd like to say she's pretty safe on a bike.
Okay. Then No roll for that. It is going to take you a little bit longer, as there is actively a Gotham Rogues basketball game going on right now, and there's people all in the streets that are around the stadium area before crossing over one of the 7 bridges into Lower Gotham. It's a pain and a half, anyways, to get from Amusement Mile to Lower Gotham, and now that traffic included sucks.
We should have asked Sophia for a ride.
Yeah. But, I mean, we get to take the scenic route.
Yeah, because, you know, a concrete jungle is scenery.
I'm just trying to make it seem better than traffic.
Yeah. Maybe we want to play I Spy while we, like, stop and go.
Sure. You go first.
I Spy. And then she just kind of starts going off about probably some... trying to describe a puppy, but really poorly.
I don't know how you can describe a puppy very poorly, but I'm not going to make you do that in front of everyone that's here.
I have an idea, but like, I don't think you guys want to hear it because I think it might make people mad.
DJ, as you're playing I Spy on the scenic route through traffic of Gotham City, you get a text message.
Just gonna pull out my phone and just kind of glance at it.
Family meeting Friday.
What time?
New message back. What time?
Yeah.
They all say 7 a.m.
I just type back noted and just put my phone back in my pocket.
With that, as 3 of our 4 members are heading towards Lower Gotham and have some traffic to deal with, let's quite literally, what's going on?
Can Richard go off and cast a spell to try and encourage the stoplights to be green for his drive out that way?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Give me use magic.
All right. That was a fail, 5.
I'm almost certain. I can't be 100%, but I'm almost certain in the UK and various other countries across the pond, many of their light fixtures are sideways instead of up and down.
Can confirm.
You keep manipulating the lights without realizing it to be yellow lights just before turning red. And so at the moment where you would have that, like, okay, I can cross on yellow, essentially, your magic is causing them all to immediately jump to red each time.
Okay. Separate question related to this. When I hit max experience, do I just level up in the middle, or do you want me to wait until the end?
Wait until the end.
Okay.
But now we will quite literally jump to Recoil. Hello. Recoil. You are now currently about 2 blocks away from GCPD. You can see the bat signal that's affixed to the top of the building is still on and illuminated, as it has been every night since Bruce Wayne's disappearance and since Batman's issuance of him looking into that disappearance. The light literally has not turned off at any point in time. There are 2 guards, 2 police officers that are on that upper floor. That this is probably the 14th shift that they've done of being on the roof and standing next to this light, that they're not taking it very serious anymore. One of them looks like they're like leaned against it on their phone scrolling. Another one is like standing at the edge, like on the I'm losing words as we continue. Right at the edge of the roof, kind of leaning over the top of it, with like a thermos in their hand, and they're just taking drinks, looking out over the city lights. And your ping is still noting the 3rd or 4th floor. Not 100% certain which one from this distance, but the 3rd or 4th floor is where you need to get.
She will land on the building next to GCPD, like behind like something that she can kind of scope out them without them being seen.
Okay.
And I'll just like wait there for probably like 5-10 minutes to learn like the patterns of how they're crossing the roof and stuff. And then once that's known, she'll find a point where they like pass each other and throw a spring out there to try to like knock out gas them.
Oh, they're not patrolling by any definition of the word.
Oh,
they're literally the one
there.
is leaned against it on his phone, and the other one's just leaning over the top of it, drinking out of this thermos, and just like another 7.5 hours on a roof. Like, this is great.
She's gonna pull the spring back and aim so it hits and attaches to the thermos, and the knockout gas just gets them both in the face. So
Give me use tech.
Yeah, use tech. Oh, that one's caught. Okay, so that's 8 on the die, and then I think that'll push it to a 10, if I believe. Yep, my weird is a 2, so that's a 10, so that means the effect just happens. So yeah, the spring like goes through the air, attaches to the thermos, and then before they can get their bearings, the little cap pops off and just knockout gas.
They were lifting the thermos up when this happened, so it just like puffs over their face. And even on this cold night, it looks like way more than just a deep exhale out. Roll a act under pressure for me.
Sure. That is cool. What is my cool score? That is my hard 0. Okay. That is a 9.
Ooh, okay. So the gas isn't going to reach the one that's leaned against the bat signal.
Okay.
There are 2 ways to handle this. You can either attack them, because they're going to notice their buddy falling over and hitting the ground, or you can try and stop the officer that you just sleeping gassed from falling off of the roof.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do the second one. Since he hasn't noticed anything yet, I think their first reaction would be to like silence that and then take out the other guard.
Okay.
So, let's see what should I do. Let me. Are they like right next to each other? Are they far enough apart that if I like went behind him, I could brace impact? Or should I you think using another gadget would probably be better?
I think in this instance, using another gadget would be in your best interest.
Okay.
Because you're jumping from the roof you were on previously to stop this officer from falling off of the roof after the knockout gas got him.
Yeah.
So your boots are kind of like clawed locked into that wall of the building, and you're holding this officer up. So getting another gadget to take the other one out would be the safest route.
Okay.
So then you could just climb onto the roof.
Yeah, so then, that I'll do that. I'll just like jet to the side of the building and like brace the boots against and catch him before he hits the cement or the brick or whatever this building's made of. And then she will take aim at the other one, and the kneecap of the boot will come off and like spin and land right in front of him with like a disorienting light to then like blind him enough to where I can pop up and knock him out.
All right, give me another use gadget.
That is a 6 on the die, but I have a +2. That means I get to choose a glitch. I'm gonna say this one has a shorter duration,
Okay.
so that like it'll like disorient him, but only for a brief moment. So I kind of have to get up there like immediately and knock him out.
This disc spins out in front of the officer that's leaning against the bat signal, and he like looks away from his phone as he hears this tink 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 right in front of him, and before he could really say anything, those flashing lights go off, and he like throws his phone. He's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Do I just
Now you have a moment.
Yeah, I'll make an attack. Just try to knock him out one hit.
Kick some ass for me.
Do I get advantage? Do I get extra die since he's disoriented? Or at least like a
we'll
plus
say
one
you
going
have-
forward?
You have a plus
Actually,
one
I
on
think
kick some ass against.
I think I have an
this
ability.
enemy.
Yeah, every time I successfully use magic, I get plus one forward. So yeah, I get plus one anyway. We have plus 3 to this roll then, which I needed because I rolled a 7, so that pushes me to 10. So
You do get one extra effect here.
yeah, so I think with that, I'm going to inflict harm and not take any, so I can do like a silent takedown and just like land behind him and just do like the chokehold and choke him out type situation.
Okay. Yeah, right as he doesn't even get to finish the sentence he was going to make, you get behind him from the flashing lights, arms around the back of the throat, and instead of locking your hand to the back of the head, you lock it over their mouth and just keep leaning back. Yeah. And eventually, without much of a fight, because they were already blinded as it was, they are unconscious.
Perfect. I will bend down and pop the kneecap back on. And then I will grab one of their key cards. So I'm assuming they have on their person at the moment.
Yes, they do.
Cool.
You grab one of the key cards, and you are now, as you are on top of the building, you do get a 3rd floor cell 3.
Okay, and how many floors does this building have?
A lot. This at low idea, probably about 20, 23.
Okay, and it's 3rd floor cell. You said cell C3? What you said?
Cell 3.
Cell 3. Okay, cool. I think instead of going through the top, then since it's such a big building, she'll start scaling down the wall with their boots until she's close to until she's like where the 3rd floor is.
Are you gonna go in the immediate line that this tracker is pointing you to?
Definitely whatever is the more safe route, even if it's coming from like the back of the 3rd floor. She would want to be seen by like light. So if there's like a darker part like around the building.
Yeah, it'll put you at the far end of whatever hallway it is on the 3rd floor, but the back left wall, scaling down that side, would be the safest and least like monitored side of the building.
Is the 3rd floor the only floor with cells, or is there multiple levels of like prisoners in here?
There's multiple levels of cells, and then the upper levels are the vigilante rescue and response teams, the special weapons and tactics teams. Like those are we have much more dangerous stuff, so it can't be stored on ground floor level kind of thing. And if they need to leave, they can go right to the helicopter pad on the top floor. Things of that nature.
I think what she wants to do then is she wants to find a window that she can get on the 3rd floor when it's not like being guarded or monitored, and like get onto the ceiling where she can scale the ceiling with her boots. But once I'm in the building, I think I want to try to hack into their systems and release all the prisoners in the whole thing once I'm within reasonable distance of his cell.
Going down the back left wall of the building, you see that there are scaffoldings with exit doors that are there that all have like the key card entry exit way panels next to the sides of the doors. The outsides of the doors don't have door handles, but you know that key card door will click open so that you can enter in essentially. Once you get down to the 3rd floor, you're able to scan the card, door clicks, swing, get your feet onto the ceiling, let the door slowly close behind you, so it's not like loud noise, loud sound, anything of that nature. Looking for any of that, like release information or things of that nature. Give me investigate a mystery.
I do have a sharp score. And I did succeed another magic roll, so I have to do a +1 forward. Which, again, I needed because I rolled a 6, so that's going to be an 8.
Okay.
Oh god, I'm not rolling great tonight, guys. I'm barely getting these at the bonuses.
You
So-
need dice jail.
You do note that to access the panels that would be able to release all of the prisoners, or at least all of the cells on this floor, is inside what's known as the bubble. It is at that very far end of the hallway, past where your cousin is, where there are 3 officers inside there that are watching over it with the security feeds and information inside there.
Can I pull some Arkham video game bullshit and find a vent to crawl into the bubble through?
Give me a use gadget.
Literally what I feel like playing right now. I've done this scenario of that game multiple times. Oh, that was a 10 on the dice, so that is a 12.
Okay. So instead of this being one of your actual gadgets from your boots or any of the rest of that, you are shown the layout of all the interconnecting airways and ducts into and around the area. There are 3 that lead directly into the bubble, and 2 of them are within a reachable distance of you. One puts you inside a cell, the other is right outside of a cell.
Then she would rather be outside the cell.
Okay. So going through that air duct, maneuvering down, following that same layout plan from your heads-up display, you are now above the bubble, and through the vents, you're hearing the officers inside there. So we got the 2 new masks that are running around the lower east side of Gotham. There's like 7 or 8 other ones that are closer to Bloodhaven, but there's like they're working their way up here. We got to keep an eye out for those ones. And we still don't have anything on the 4 that were at the attempted robbery earlier this week. So I think the vigilante reconnaissance team has got more on their plate than we need to worry about. All we got to do is make sure that whoever they grab stays in their boxes. And the one saying that is like pointing at the screen. There's only 3 people in cells. One of them is your cousin.
Do I recognize that you need to be there too?
No.
Okay. Watch, guys, I'm gonna fucking release some light. A major villain, not know it. Okay, I can see the screens then and stuff. I don't really need to aim for anything specific. I want to shoot a coil down when they're distracted and just try to do what I did to the back computer and have it like burrow into the systems. Try to backdoor open the stuff.
All right, give me an act under pressure.
Okay, so it's just it's a +1 because I just passed the magic roll. So that's gonna be a 5. I'm gonna mark experience. Fucking Christ. Okay.
There isn't an angle. You didn't do it. You haven't done it yet. But from
to do it.
everything, every trajectory, every angle that's being calculated through your HUD, none of it's possible. Like, at some point in time, it's going to either hit one of the officers that are in there before it even gets remotely close to the panel, or it's just not going to hit the panel at all.
Okay. From here on the monitors, do I see something that looks like a release?
Yes. You do see that underneath each one of the monitors that's showing people within one of the cells, there is the open, close, like button that's there. There is the intercom button that's there. There is the night vision of the camera itself that could be turned on as well. But all the cells currently have their lights on, so that's not engaged currently. But there are those, but they're individual to each screen.
Okay. Fuck it, I guess we ball. I'm going to use magic to try to drop a smoke bomb in there, and then I'm just gonna burst in there, hit the latch, and just start going.
Just ding, 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 and then take off.
hit the latch, hit through the glass with the boots, grab him, and just bolt for a window.
Oh, so you're trying to get into your cousin's cell from here?
I'm gonna try to jump into the bubble, hit the latch, and then I'm just gonna hit through the glass of the bubble to go to his cell and get out while they're distracted.
All right, give me that use gadget.
God damn it! This is so many rolls. I'm so nervous. It's like I feel like I can't fail like any rolls.
You picked to do it now.
Yeah.
They were just telling you which way your mission
I did roll an 8 on the die, so that's a 10.
There
it
we
just
go.
happens. The smoke bomb releases out the heel, and then as soon as like they're confused, I'll even like kick the grate down hard to be like startle them, and then the smoke bomb hits in between them, and then I'll jump, latch on the thing, and I'll hit like the whole floor. So I'll hit those 3, and then I'm just gonna rocket boot kick through the glass and grab him and go if possible.
All right, you get through the glass. We'll start there. The 3 guards are incapacitated from the smoke bomb that you dropped in there. We'll say that was the effect. Instead of just filling the room with smoke, this was like a CS gas, like a mace.
Yeah, something to
cloud
just
that
make
went
it so
off.
they don't spot me specifically is the main gist. However that looks.
Kicking through the glass, you see the 3 doors at the far end of the hallway kind of like slide open, and the 2 on the right side, you see 2 heads stick out, look at each other, look down the hallway, see you. They give a thumb up, and then they take off out of the door at the other end of the hallway, the closest to them. Then you see your cousin holding his stomach severely, and is like pale white, almost turning green, covered in sweat, leans out, sees you, and then tries to book it for the same door that the other 2 went through.
You're gonna jet and just tackle him.
You trying to hurt him?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about my cousin. I'll kick his ass.
Do some kick some ass.
Yeah, fuck this dude. He's put us in a situation to begin with. I rolled an 11 on the dice, so that's I think a 12. I think I have a plus in one. Yeah, that's a 12. I just aim for. I just do like a flying crane kick and just kick him in the back of the dome to knock him out.
Alrighty. You go flying down the hallway of GCPD's 3rd level holding cells, releasing 2 other people who were being held here. They just gave you a thumbs up at that moment.
I'll find them
no
later.
other
I have the
response.
computer. My glasses just note their face. I'll try to find them later and make up for this.
Yeah, as you crane kick your cousin to the back of the head, knock him completely unconscious. He's now there.
Yep.
You know where this thumb drive is, and you know you need to get him out of here.
Yeah, I just throw him on my shoulder, and then I would look for the closest exit, or like even if I had to like go through a wall, whatever is the easiest route out without being seen.
That would be that
The door at the end.
door at the end that the other 2 went through, because that leads to the other scaffolding, like fire escape exit.
Yeah, I'll head out that way. I'm gonna just go full speed, so I'll just be not even jumping, just the boosters are on the boots.
As you go full speed, you see the two that you released. The first one is male, looks to be about your age, Maya's age. Short cropped black hair, kind of just sitting in a mess at the moment. Black t-shirt, black cargo pants. Nothing else really standing out as they were just running at this point. The person behind them, female, still about same age range as you, Maya, and DJ. Long blonde hair. And it looks like they have, could be chopsticks, could just be two pencils, really not 100% certain, especially at the speed you're moving at down this hallway. But the male grabs the door and starts bending it in on itself, like folding it before throwing it out in front of them. And when they turn to usher the person that's with them on, you see there's a large red S crest on the shirt that they're wearing. And just like signals for the person who's with them, like, let's go. And the female behind this, the apparent Superboy or whatever they think there are, turns and sees you rocketing towards them. There is a stretch of what looks like some kind of like rubber band or something between their fingers, and they're holding one of those metal rods that they had in their hand, pulled back between their hands as they see you coming, and then they like undo it, put it in their pockets, and run to catch up with the person they're with. He wraps his arm around her waist, she puts an arm over his shoulder, and he jumps off of the scaffolding.
I follow. Just boost off. I like land at the end of like the boost flip and then just boost straight up into his path. I saw him rip a door off its hinges. I think he's the way out.
You're at the fire escape scaffolding on the opposite end of the building. So when you got through that door and where he jumped off from, you're already out into Gotham City.
Okay, perfect.
And trying to follow his path of jump, you don't see it. You saw them jump, but you don't see where they went.
I mean, I recognize that symbol, though, right?
Everybody knows.
Yeah, I was
like,
gonna
the
say, like, I
Superman
know that symbol.
but
I'm like, noted. Fuck. Okay.
Superman's got a kid? Like, what? No.
Yeah, that goes in the
Don't get
database. But yeah, I'll jet to a safe building, wait a second to make sure they're not falling, and then just start making it towards the nearest hideout to drop him off.
Alrighty. And as you were doing that, we will shift over to our other three members of the team. Maya, DJ, you guys make it to the tailor. It looks like he's getting ready to close, or whoever's inside this building is getting ready to close. You see an older, olive tone skinned man, black hair, long, coming down the back with little bits of silver and gray through it. He's got glasses that are sitting at the edge of his nose. Just if he sneezed the wrong way, they would go flying off of his face. But he isn't wearing anything that you would attribute to a well-paid tailor in Gotham City by any means. It's a plain white t-shirt, like khaki colored dress pants, but they look worn, like they're wrinkled, they're not pressed, they're not ironed. And he is at the door getting ready to turn the sign as he sees the two of you approaching. Doesn't turn the sign, opens the door. How can I help you, ladies?
Hi. MJ just
Hey.
kind of starts off and she's ready to go. She's like, my dad needed a suit tailored. And we heard that you're like really good at this kind of stuff.
Do you have the suit?
He's coming in just a second. It was faster for us to go ahead and try and stop you before you closed.
Okay. We can. He's like looking up and down the street the entire time. We'll come inside before it's Gotham Cult gets you. I can't promise that we can do the alterations tonight, but we can schedule an appointment if anything tonight. And they're bringing the suit, I'm assuming.
Yes, sir.
Okay. He turns, and he's not holding the door open for the two of you. He just like turns and starts heading towards the inside of the shop itself.
You first.
No, it's your dad, remember? And I just kind of gesture.
MJ walks in, but kind of like trudging her feet, being like, dude, what are you? Our dad. Ours.
You got that? And DJ's just gonna slowly like walk in the opposite direction, kind of like looking at stuff on the walls and.
Are you guys going into the shop?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. As you enter into the shop, the first few things, most of it looks to be very old, but very well kept material. We're talking like first collections of Louis Vuitton, Michael Kors, Polo, like Gucci, like all of these very well-known brands. There are fabrics from their first fashion collections here, and they look like they're on the original rolls of fabric that their first collections were made from. That's how like old all of this stuff when you first walk in is. There are a handful of mannequins that are showing various different suits and dresses and different designs and like timepieces. Like there's a full zoot suit off to the side. There's a little placard in the bottom corner that says worn by. The first name's kind of iffy. Like it doesn't look like it was stamped correctly or it was cut off of it. The last name is Cobblepot. Showing one of these suits over here. There is like 4 or 5 suits side by side of over the last 15 years that were all worn by Bruce Wayne. It doesn't say that they were made here, but these are 4 suits that were worn by Bruce Wayne that are all in this collection within the shop. And as you guys are looking over everything and taking in all of that, I need both of you to give me an investigate a mystery.
That's a 6.
A 6 with plus sharp, or
I got a -1 on sharp, so
take that experience.
Yep.
8, 9.
9. Okay. You will have the opportunity to ask me any one question after this information. Most of the things that are in the front part of this store, DJ, stolen. Like you know for a fact stolen. Some of these fabrics are in those companies like heirloom museums across the country or in other countries, but now this is here and they look 100% true. These aren't counterfeits, these aren't fakes, they're not made to look like. No, these were stolen and this tailor has all of it. Also, you're almost certain, because your arm is alerting to it, that each one of those suits worn by Bruce Wayne have some connection or some way to connect to the supercomputer that's at the Amusement Mile hideout, or some of the other hideouts used by the Bat family, built into the suits themselves. And you have one question you can ask me at any point in time while we are in this scene of being within the tailor's shop.
Gotcha.
The old man comes stepping out from the back. You can see there's 3 sets of measuring tape that are hanging off of his neck. He's got a small clear cup that has like chalk in it, a few sewing and pinning needles that are in it, a set of white thread, a set of red thread, a set of black thread that are all in this small glass cup that he's walking out with, and he sets that on the counter, takes the measuring tapes, set those on the counter. He goes, now, when is your father expecting this to be ready by?
As soon as possible, probably. I'm sure he could probably give you a more exact date, but just when you can.
Okay. And is this for a specific event? Just so I know if any alterations or changes will reflect better for the event that they're attending than just a stitch in head.
So, depends on what you mean by event, because he's kind of like the grumpy old man archetype, you know? So I think he just likes to wear suits. But I honestly am not quite sure about that either.
Richard, it is at this time that your Oberblack pulls up in front of the tailor shop. You already see DJ is looking at a row of suits that are on mannequins through the front window, and eyes went this big for a second and then right back to like, oh, it's a suit. You don't see Maya anywhere, but you assume she's inside there somewhere, and Sophia or Recoil, because they left in their uniform costume, their boots, is probably on a roof, probably in the building somewhere, hiding out, ready to attack this old man, whatever the case may be. But yeah, the only person you see is DJ through the glass.
Okay. The first thing that Richard's gonna do is turn to the driver. Hey, mate. If you can hang around this area for a bit, I may need to request a ride again.
You can, so, new feature, and like looks at your phone for a second and goes, that's really new. Presses a hold ride. So it doesn't charge you for him waiting parked outside, but they will take you back to your previous destination from there. And then you'll get charged once you get back in the car and unhold the ride. And you just press that, and then when you're done, it just... Yeah.
That's bloody brilliant. All right, I'll definitely make it worth your while there.
I hope so. There's plenty of other people I could have been driving tonight.
Appreciate it. And Richard's going to walk in with suit in hand in a garment bag.
Okay.
And he's going to straighten himself up and try to turn on a little extra English posh to give the impression that he's better to do than what he's been. And so he walks in.
Is this your dad?
Yeah, this is my dad. Dad, say hi to the really nice tailor. What was your name again, sir?
Jake.
Say hi to Jake. He's gonna help with your suit stuff, and I'm gonna go hang out with Bestie over there. You two guys, you chit chat.
Dad.
Yes.
Right.
New adoption or something.
Absolutely.
It makes sense. A lot of the rich old guys here adopt kids all the time.
Plus, he could have passed on like the awesome genes to me. I'm too cool on my own.
But Jake, wonderful to meet you. I happened to come across a suit that I really liked that was particularly fashionable, I felt, but it's not quite my size.
Oh, good. Let me see it.
And Richard will hand over the garment bag and lay it out on the table.
Your daughter said you needed this as soon as possible, and that you're just grumpy old dude who likes to wear suits. Those were the words given to me. Not that would be the way I describe you, sir.
Such a lovely little pulpit. Now, I do enjoy wearing a suit, but this particular suit, I think, will be used for some nicer occasions that I have planned out here.
Yeah. There's a particularly nice suit. Give me a read a bad situation, Richard.
That is, hold on.
As plus sharp.
Yep. That is a 9.
A 9. Okay. You'll have one hold after this information. Do with it as you wish. As long as you are within this scene, you are capable of using it. You see the tailor's hand not touch anything on the table or counter in front of him, but goes under the counter and continues the conversation with you, but the hand is entirely underneath, up to the elbow. It is a really, really nice suit.
Yes, a friend of mine happened to give it to me.
That's interesting. DJ, are you still up there next to those suits that were owned and worn by Bruce Wayne?
Yes, definitely.
Maya, as you are approaching DJ, the two of you see slowly a metal bar move over the doorway, making no noise. It just slides across the door that led in, and various metal shutters start swinging slowly, closing over the glass from the outside, one after the other. It's slow enough that it's not making any noise, but fast enough to where you're not going to be able to respond to it to stop it.
Oh.
Can't you do some tech thing? Make it stop.
I'm strong. I can maybe grab a bar and pull us out, but that's what I got.
Okay.
The interesting thing, Mr. Richard, is that this suit is owned by one of my clients. I took care of it.
And he's the one that recommended I come see you for it.
When did he recommend this?
Shortly before he, unfortunately, took a flight and didn't return.
That's weird. Really weird. So, we're obviously on the same playing point, and a sawed-off shotgun gets set on top of the desk. It's not pointing directly at you, but is sitting on the desk. I've dealt with the worst, the best, the mediocre, the underappreciated, the over attention given of this entire city. And you come in with a suit that I made, that I put together, and ask me to make changes to it. I don't know if I like that or not. And that's where we'll take our break. We'll see you guys in about 10 minutes. Do all of the human things. Get a drink of water, get a snack. Got headphones, earphones, take them out, massage your ears. And we'll see you all shortly.
Dispatch, we just spotted a tall guy in a suit, green hair. Wait, stand down. That's not the Joker. Never mind, false alarm.
And welcome back, everyone, to the Heritage Collection, Episode 3, Cut and Sew. I am the Gotham Archivist, Ark, and these are my wonderful vigilantes, or currently 3 civilians and 1 vigilante who's released people from GCPD's holding cells and attacked 5 officers. But we'll get to that. Where we last left off, Richard was presenting one of the suits from the Amusement Mile hideout that belonged to Bruce in order to get it tailored, or at least start a conversation with the tailor, a gentleman known only as Jake in Lower Gotham, who makes costumes and gadgets and things for heroes and villains all through Gotham, as long as they pay the right price, and remains the truly neutral member of all of the wild adventures within this city. Upon asking for alterations to be made to one of the suits he had already made, a safety alarm was triggered. The door was barred, metal grates started covering the glass of the front of the shop as he placed a sawed-off shotgun on the table between himself and Richard. And that's where we'll pick up.
During all of this, DJ has definitely just slowly taken her glove off and put her hand in her pocket just to be ready in case something pops off. And she's doing it as slow as possible, so like nothing is noticed.
Got it.
Are we talking like what's his name? I just lost it. The big guy from Guardians, Drax. Are we talking like Drax movement slow? Or...
I mean,
cannot be perceived.
DJ is just, if I remember correctly, DJ's back is to him. So
yes,
she's just in front of her, just slowly doing it.
Maya, are you doing anything during this time?
Nope, she's just kind of trying to look as calm as she can.
Maya, you get this weird feeling, and it's not weird anymore, but for anyone else experiencing this would feel strange. There is a level of calm that comes over you as you take in everything that's happening, hearing the conversation that was happening behind you. Your anxiety started building, but this like wave of calm of like everything's gonna be perfectly fine. Like there is literally nothing bad going to happen. Just is there for you to tap into if you wanted.
She definitely does. She's just like, okay, deep breath. She thinks it's just her calming herself down. She takes those mindful exercises. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Just trying to regulate.
Now, I'm going to make a series of assumptions. Stop me if any of them are wrong. This isn't yours. That's not your daughter. They might actually be friends, but they haven't been friends for a while. You borrowed or stole this in order to have a conversation with me about something.
Well, I guess it's good to just drop all the pretenses then. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
He did not just say that, did he?
Ignore it. He's old.
Okay.
You sound like, forgive me again if I'm assuming something wrong, you're either really good friends with or have a big problem with the guy that people call Hellraiser or Constantine.
Constantine, and yes, he's a fucking wanker.
Yeah, okay, so you are one of the ones that don't like him. Okay. I made one of his jackets, so we have an understanding of the things I'm capable of.
Understood.
Okay. Now, with all of that out in the open, grabs the shotgun off of the table, puts it down onto the floor. Not underneath the desk, not into a drawer, just all the way down on the floor. Why don't we bring the group together? We'll all huddle up and share our stories. Or you can pay me and walk out of that door.
I'd like to have a conversation with you, bloke.
Okay. You two over there, that means you guys as well.
Yes.
Yay! I thought we were doing so good.
Really? You thought we
No,
were
I'm
doing-
trying to be optimistic. Okay,
Okay. It's okay.
gotta take turns, right?
You lot told him I was your father.
Correction, MJ
I thought it'd be funny.
told him you were her father. I just kind of stood here.
Understood. So, where would you like to begin?
Wait, we're forgetting someone. Shouldn't we wait for Boots Girl? Yes, that's her hero name.
So there's another one.
There are a few of us, yes.
Are they here? Are they hiding? Or, well, if they're outside of this space, they're not getting into this space. Just so we're on an equal page here.
I think she would let herself known if she was here.
I don't think she is. So if it's just the three of you, you look like O's niece.
Would that change how this conversation goes if I give you an answer?
Not really. Not in the slightest, because the pinky on that hand you're trying to hide, I designed.
Thanks.
Yeah, your family paid a very good amount for that schematic and for that information. I'll see you at that meeting on Friday.
Can't wait.
The voice is starting to register to you, DJ. This is one of your uncles.
So, Kim, since we obviously know, at this point, my hand's out of my pocket now.
Yeah.
Since we both know, can you just, we have a couple questions, if you wouldn't mind maybe helping out one of your favorite people?
I by no means are you one of my favorites. And there is honesty, and we share our honesty. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I'm assuming that you're all here because of the thread.
You would be assuming correctly.
Okay. Are you trying to find out more about this fabric? Are you trying to find out where it's coming from, who's buying it, where it's going? What are we looking for here?
I think like all of the above would probably be the best answer if that's a possibility.
For all of the above, unless you have somewhere in the ballpark of $280 million on you, you'll need to do something for me first.
I've got a crowbar.
That might help you. That might help you. And it just so happens I don't feel like doing any of these things. But you could pick one of them. And if you do one of them, then I'll give you whatever information it is you're looking for.
That doesn't sound too bad, DJ. You know him.
What are the tasks first before we agree to anything? Because we both know
No.
I could get you the money. However, if I don't have to dig into the trust fund,
No, I'd make sure that Matchstick doesn't let you do that to pay for this.
I can make boba.
You could get in contact with Red Hood and either pick up my missing payment that he owes me for the last helmet I made him, or you could bring the helmet that I made him. You could find, I'm assuming you could find the Catwoman and deliver this box as he pulls a box out and sets it on the table. Deliver this to her for me. Or you can go meet with a gentleman known simply as the Black Mask and collect payment for me because he's wearing a suit I made and hasn't paid for it.
Taylor not getting paid. I mean, let me discuss this amongst everyone.
You do that.
Hey, guys, I think the easy one, I think we should just, the easiest option right there would probably just be talking to Red Hood.
The man who's supposedly dead.
Yeah, but like we have his contact, so like wouldn't it be easier to just be like, hey, can you send the money so we can do our little thing that you need us to do?
I actually think it'd be easier to track down Catwoman. You haven't had much of a chance to talk with Jason, have you?
I don't think I've spoken with him at all.
Yeah. I would lean towards the Catwoman one, honestly.
Is she nice, or is she like a scary cat? Is she like a half cat, half human situation? Like, what are we?
It's just.
She's just that's probably the most apt description I've heard of the Catwoman.
Just as in like, are we talking the like just as in like she's very neutral, or like are we talking you just don't have any other words?
Just as in, you know how cats can be very
Chaotic neutral.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Borderline on chaotic.
Okay, that sounds doable. We just have to deliver it to her. We don't even have to like,
Right.
ask for anything back. Just give her a thing and dip.
And trying to ask for something from the Red Hood might trigger a response, and I'd rather not.
Also, someone named the Black Mask. No.
Yeah, the vibes of that one are just like not there. Like, I don't like his aura. I don't even know who he is.
But no, I don't like the name, so Crazy Cat Lady?
Crazy cat lady. I'm down for that.
Crazy cat lady it is.
Okay.
Alright, Jake, it looks like we're
So this
going...
box,
Yeah.
right here. If Catwoman isn't the one to open it, it will self-destruct.
Noted.
Cool beans.
And as long as I don't hear about a 6-7 block explosion going off in Gotham over the next 48 hours, then we'll call it a success. You come back here and I'll give you all the information you need about that thread.
Sounds like a amicable arrangement. By the way, I would really like the suit tailored if you wouldn't mind.
I would absolutely mind. I would make you one for you,
Oh,
but
that's
I'm not
even
a
better.
fan of people wearing something I made for someone else.
Fair enough.
You want the same stitching and runes and manifests in the jacket that the good boyo Hellraiser had on his? Or
I fucking hate Constantine. But yeah, any help right now will do.
okay. Well, already know your size and build and where all of your joints meet. Deliver the box. You come back, I'll have a suit for you, information for you, and we're gonna have a nice long talk at that family meeting on Friday.
Or we couldn't. And we just pretend this never happened.
Nah, little O, nah.
Drama. Oh my
Little
goodness.
O.
MJ?
Sorry.
No. Thanks.
Sorry.
It's the name is not important. We don't have to worry about that. Yeah. So we'll see you later.
Hand goes underneath the table. Something is pressed. DJ, you realize you can now bend that pinky, and you couldn't a few moments beforehand.
Can we never do that again?
I don't know what you're talking about. Doors unbarred, shutters are removed from in front of the windows. Have a wonderful evening in Gotham City.
Thank you, sir. Cheerio.
Thanks,
Can I use
bestie.
my question now?
Yes.
Okay. I want, because of the hand thing, I'm trying to think of how to word this. Actually, no, I'm not even gonna worry about the hand thing. Is there a way for me to find out what's in the box and why we have to deliver it? Or basically just what's in the box?
He said it was a new suit and whip for Catwoman.
Oh, one more thing before I take my final leave, and I'm saying this as I'm walking out. Do you have any leads as to where the Catwoman might be tonight?
There are a few places that they frequent. The one that comes to mind would probably be the empty mansion just outside of Gotham limits, in the northeastern side, that is owned by the man that you brought the suit in belongs to.
That's who I thought you were describing. Very well.
Enjoy. As you all leave, he closes the simple glass door, flips the little sign inside around to "It is closed," locks it, as the three of you are now standing out in the cold, early hours of Gotham. Before we jump back to Recoil,
Hello.
you are on a rooftop with your cousin, who's still
Yeah.
unconscious.
No.
What would you like to do?
I want to go to the nearest hideout that I would know of for our group
Okay.
to deliver.
The closest would be one of your apartments here in Lower Gotham.
Yeah, I'll head there.
You're bringing your cousin with you.
Yeah, I just kind of have him in like a fireman's carry as I'm just kind of jetpacking from roof to roof until we get there. I'm assuming like all of my places have a place for me to land. I have
All
the
of them,
money to
for the
set it
most
up, yeah.
part, is the top floor of places for this exact reason.
Perfect.
As you get there, you see a notification in your HUD.
Okay.
Cuff him. Leave him here. We will collect him.
Sounds good. Now, well, I'm sure my group's probably already there, but any info you can give me on this in return would be great, as well as anything you can help me out. And I send a picture of like the thread that I would have took from earlier. And yeah, I'll just cuff him. I'll just literally like kick him in the wrist with the boot, and just like part of the boot comes off and just wraps around his arms.
And you're leaving him on the roof? You're not putting him inside the apartment?
Now I'll leave him on the roof. That's
Okay.
what I asked. Yep. I'll kick him again in the face just to make sure he stays unconscious.
Fair. You know your cousin received the same training
Yeah,
that
he'll
you
be
did.
fine. I've hit
All
his ass
the same
plenty of
thing?
times with these boots at this point.
Yeah.
At least mock-ups of them.
As you jettison away from there, the first bit of information you get back involving the thread, you just get a single line of information that says "deeply confidential, do not proceed." And then the faces and information of the people that you released from the cells at GCPD, they go off. You're alerted to Connor Kent, Connell, the Superboy, one of the Kryptonians, semi-Kryptonians, half-Kryptonians. There's so many different classifications for the various people who wear that crest. But you are aware of who that is, at least. There's only a handful of news articles and information, but that's about it.
Shouldn't be an issue since I let him free, but maybe Brucey has some kryptonite laying around somewhere.
The other one comes back to the daughter of Sportsmaster, sister of Cheshire, Artemis, former protege of Green Arrow. Handful of documents, handful of newspaper clippings of their interactions with things. They were reported dead sometime 3 years ago, and then just randomly popped back up about 8 or 9 months ago, with no explanation given to the public or anything of what happened, if this is the same Artemis, if this is a different person acting under the same name who just happens to look like them. No real information given as far as that.
So we have a Kryptonian and then superhero that was supposed to be dead as of 8 months ago. You know what? It's Gotham. It's fine. If you're not giving me information on the threads, just send me something in return for my cousin. I could use some help. It's for probably gonna be in some dangerous situations. Someone said. So whatever you got to send over. I'll be at the penthouse later.
One word response that just says noted.
And we'll log out of the app. And I don't think I'm gonna head to the tailor at this point. So I'm pretty sure it's like daylight now, right? It's like becoming like later in the night or whatever.
Nope.
How much time has passed?
As you have finished all of this coming back from Lower Gotham, because you were already almost there, turning around, going to GCPD, infiltrating, attacking various police officers, releasing contained peoples within their holding cells, extracting your cousin, and then getting to one of your apartments and leaving him there would probably put you just before the end of their conversation with the tailor.
I will try to connect my. Oh, I have Maya's phone number. I will call Maya from the HUD, from the glasses.
And as you three are outside, Maya, your phone goes off.
She just instantly grabs and picks up. Maya speaking.
Hey, it's Recoil. Sorry couldn't make it. Are you guys good?
Dude, what the heck?
I got something came up.
Something came up. You better have a good explanation for this, or I'm not cooking dinner for like the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, we can talk later.
Such a threat.
I'll be at.
Oh, you shush, old man.
I'll be at the penthouse. If you guys want to reconvene tonight, you can bring the old man if you want.
No, we don't need his bad vibes.
Fair enough. Just meet me there in a few hours.
Yeah, sounds good.
Love you.
Love you too.
I'll just head home.
Alright. Recoil, as you are on your way home, get a notification of package delivered.
Perfect.
No note on the contents of what is in it by any means, but a package was delivered.
Yeah, I'll get there, and I'm assuming it's just like on my island or something.
Yeah, it's already inside of the apartment, sitting on the kitchen island. Black box, not cardboard by any stretch of the imagination. It is a fairly thick, metal alloy. Do you open it?
Yeah, I open it up.
As you open the box, you see a single glass container, metal rings at the top and bottom. The liquid inside is an emerald green and bubbling. And underneath it, as you pull it out of the box, in case of emergency, Lazarus Spring.
Perfect. Well, let's see what this does. I'm just gonna drink it.
Just immediately drink it?
Immediately drink it. Oh, this could be great, guys. Am I a good guy though? I don't know at this point.
Oh, okay. As you take that glass container, remove the top, drink it, the camera moves through the windows of Sophia's penthouse. The slight glow of green comes out of it. We hear a scream. Short, but a scream nonetheless. The three outside of the tailor shop have a location where Catwoman is maybe already there, Who knows? But you know that this box needs to get delivered to them within the next 48 hours. And as the camera moves away from the three of you, it goes down through one of the steaming grates on the floor of Gotham City into the underground, through tunnels, both sewer, water. See rats scampering. At some point we see the outline of Killer Croc moving through one of the larger tunnels before it comes to a weirdly modern door that looks like it would be the entrance of like a nightclub of some kind. As the camera pushes through that door, we see two people sitting across from each other. In front of them, a yard of this white fabric. One of the people seated, their face looks to be wrapped in some kind of bandages from the neck all the way up. A letter D in a strange font over what would be the eyes and nose. A large jacket, fur around the neck, laying down over the sides. Looks like there's war medals pinned to one section of it. Various other, like, well-known fashion brands logos stacked on top of each other on the other side. This bright crimson red. A suit underneath, their hands clasped over the top of a cane. And across from them, a gentleman with green hair, white skin, red lips pulled into a smile. So what you're saying is this is better than anything the Bat's ever worn. And a suit of this means I could take all of Gotham. And that's where we end tonight's episode. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate each and every single one of you. And with that, we will go around and have everyone tell you where you can find them on the internet. So let's start with Shadow.
Hello everyone, I am Shadow or Shadow Dow, your guide to the digital darkness. You may find me here on Twitch as Shadow Dow, or on Threads and Instagram as Shadow Dow. I'm also on Mastodon. I'll get links for that at some point for you all. Or you can visit my website, darksideofperfection.com.
Next, my bestie Paige.
Hey everyone, I'm Paige, aka Pluto Player. You can find me there everywhere on social media except for on Twitch and YouTube, where it is Pluto's Underworld, where I am the creative director and storyteller for the channel. I am a lesbian trans woman on a quest to run every game in the universe, so in other words, I just have too many systems, so I have to run them all. It's fine. Next place you can find me this week on Wednesday at 7:45 p.m. Central Time. You can find me on my Twitch with both Serini and Art here for Rangers of Latan, where we combine both Bridgerton and Power Rangers with the Sentai and Sensibility system. And last episode left off on a little bit of an interesting note. It'll be fine. Beyond that, I believe this week is the finale for Castleton over on Winter's Tale. I believe it was 6 p.m. Central, but obviously look at their Twitch and socials to see when that is going to be up. But yeah, tune in to see how the fate for my character Rhea, as well as all the other hundreds of creators, turn out for the end of this massive game we've been playing for almost a year. But yeah, that's it for me.
Serini.
Hi everyone, I'm Serini, also known as Serenity Cup on all platforms. I am just kind of a jack of all trades, master of none situation. I do dance, cosplay, this, so many other things that who knows what I'll do in the future. So feel free to check me out for your daily dose-ish of chaos on the socials, and hopefully it makes your day a little better.
The Ray Wilds.
Hi, I'm Ray. You can find me everywhere at the Ray Wilds. I'm basically in every corner of the internet now. I'm the girl in the chair, however you want to look at it. I stream occasionally, generally on Mondays now, because that's just when my off days happen to lie. That's about that.
And I've been your Gotham Archivist, or your Gridmaster, Lighthouse Keeper, Lore Writer, Beacon onto all beacons, Arc, or Arc-like Court. You can find me all over the internet at Arc-like Court. So many projects, so many places. Follow me on the socials, keep up with the things I'm doing. Join the community Discord for Arc-like Court and get notifications when we go live all over the place. And also, just like it says in chat, another extra little shout out to the coolest editor ever, Momo Chikaz.
My bestie.
Don't forget, plug your stuff. But right here is their latest post of the things they're doing. I don't know how they're gonna do that, but hey, we'll see. Thank you all for being here. Can't wait to see you guys again here in the Heritage Collection.